Hi, my name is Sarah Aries, and I have been a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for my whole life. My religion is the most important thing to me, and I give a lot of time to it. However, it has always set me apart from others, especially when it comes to the way I talk. I remember many times throughout my life that I will say a word common in my religion, and no one around me knowing what I was talking about. Because of that, I began to change the words I used to fit in with the groups I was currently with. The earliest experience I had with this was in elementary school. There was a woman working there that also happened to go to my church. Whenever I saw her, I would wave and say, "Hi, Sister Clark." My friends were confused as to why I had referred to her as sister when we were clearly not related. "Why did you call her sister?" I was confused at first and then realized I never referred to any of my other teachers as sister, only Miss or Mrs. I explained that it was just what we called each other in my ward. But that was my next mistake, referring to my church as a ward. I then explained that a ward was the group of people that went to my specific church. There are many wards, all meeting at different times on Sunday and sharing the same building. Which one you went to was based on where you lived. However, after that situation kept happening again and again and again, I stopped calling her sister. It was easier than explaining why I called her that every time. When I got into high school, I had become incredibly good at avoiding questions about my religion. It made me feel like I belonged when I did not have to explain all the terms I was using. It also made me not stand out as much, so I felt normal because I spoke like everyone else. I had so many alterations in my language depending on if I was at school or church that sometimes I did slip. I would start saying a word, then stop, and use another one to fit the area I was in. Some of the things I changed was young women's/men's to youth group. Ward became church, bishop to priest or pastor. They were synonyms, so not that different, and people had heard those terms before. My friends could understand me, even if they were not religious. It was easier, and I did not have to explain what it was. But the hardest one to change was what I called my seminary class. Seminary is a type of Bible study done during your high school years, often happening early in the morning. I did not want to call it Bible study because that was not quite accurate, seeing as we studied other religious texts other than the Bible. Also, my first year we were studying more of my church's history, so I never saw it as a Bible study. So I chose to call it 0 hour. That helped explain why I was up early, and everyone knew that term in my high school referred to classes given before school began. However, I was asked what class I was taking. It was hard for me to get the words out after that. They felt like they were caught in my throat. If I told them the truth, I would break the facade. I would no longer be normal. And then worse questions always came when I called it seminary. "Oh, I didn't know you wanted to be a nun, Sarah." I didn't know what to say to that. I could explain that seminary is just a type of Bible study, but people would want to know why I took a Bible study class. I would just tell people that I had to do it if I wanted to go on a mission, but I just felt like the whole thing kept spiraling. More questions would keep coming, and I was no longer normal. I kept hiding. I would adjust my language so no questions would start, or if worse came to worse, change the subject. I should have been helping my friends learn my culture's literacy, but I hid. I learned the literacy of other religions that were common so I could change my language to match different religions. I picked up terms from Protestant religions or Catholic terms that my friends used when they were talking about their religion. Or terms used in movies or books were put in my language. This helped it seem like I was just normal. Many people were using these terms or had at least heard them before. It was hard work knowing so many terms for the same thing, but it was easier than explaining. At least that's what I told myself. The truth was, I was confusing my friends and those I interacted with daily. I never noticed until my favorite teacher pointed it out to me in my senior year. One day she asked me why I called seminary 0 hour. I was embarrassed that she had noticed that I had been shifting my language consistently to match this illusion I had made. I explained that it was easier than explaining. Everyone just understood. But she disagreed. It was easier to add an extra sentence right away to explain. Then I didn't confuse anyone with all my language changes. In this way, I was not asked which class I was taking, starting more questions. It really hit me. I had changed my language and learned a new form of literacy to fit what I had thought was easier. After that, I looked over all the words I had replaced and figured out how I could explain them easier. It was hard. I had switched so many and would need to start going back. Sometimes explaining words took a few more sentences than I had originally wanted. I'm learning now, and I'm getting better. I am more open to answering questions, and I try to talk like I would at my ward. This helps my friends completely understand what is going on, and I feel like they know the real me. Religion has and always will be important to me, and I want others to know that now. When I was young, I wanted to avoid questions, and it resulted in more confusion when I refused to teach others a new form of literacy. And I was embarrassed when I was finally confronted about it. It was hard to change what I had done for so long, and it had become too easy to switch my words. Now I am standing proud of my different words and literacy. I found it made me different, and I am happy to explain it.